Hello everyone, how are you today? It's nice to have you here with me. We're going to have some silly fun. Today it's all about crappy craft for adults. Hello, how are you? Singing storybook and purple moon, bug-faced media. How are you today, my friends? Hello, warlock and so sister. Here we go, all my devices turning themselves back on, even though they're all on silent. One of those days. How are you, soul sister? I understand. Nice to see you. Here today, no blue lines. How are you, and Chevy Man 64? Oh, 64. Hello, Peter, Del Rosario, Fog, and Crimson Moon. No fear, you're here. Hello, how are you today? Hey, hello, Ozzy Butte, how are you? And Druzy, nice to see you too. How are you today? Hey, hey, hey. So hello everyone, today I am talking to you about what I call Kiddy Craft for adults. So hello Piggy News Network, really good to see you. So this is all the fun stuff we used to do as kids that's really fun. And when I started my visual arts degree, I came up with this Kiddy Craft for adults, and it's really, really fun. And there's a lot of really cool stuff we can do with stuff we'll have lying around the house. So today is fingers only. So there's a reason I'm sitting here in my dressing gown, because I'm going to get covered in paint. So we're going to get a bit messy. I've got a few things here to show you. But what I'm going to share with you to start with is a song that I actually wrote about this specifically. And it's got the lyrics in it as well. It's only a 2-minute song. It's based on a Madness tune. So this explains exactly why we're here today. And the name of the song is Kiddy Craft for Adults. So here we go. This will explain a little bit about why we are here. Let me make sure I've got full volume, because it has been one of the days today already. So this is also going out on my little art channel today. So Violet's Art Soup, and I'm going to start opening a lot of my studio time up for yourself. So this is partly this as well. So I will do a lot of that on the arts channel. So I'll be there showing you what I'm working on and all this sort of stuff. And I'll do a lot of these art ones when I'll go through all the basic mediums, show you a lot of really cool stuff you can just do with stuff you've got lying around the house. And it's all about art therapy in action and having a little bit of fun like we used to when we were kids. So without any further ado, hello Jackson, really, really good to see you. This is just a short song that'll explain what it's all about today. Based on a Madness song, and this one is a little art therapy song. It's called Kiddy Craft for Adults. So here we go. Kiddy Craft for Adults. Wah, wah, wah. Provides play and Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Smile on my face appearing, light a step on my feet. Laughter is erupting, getting off Grumpy Street. If you're not in the mood to play, step back, give yourself a break. This may not be fine art, but it brings a little fun. Buster bowl me over with your line and tone, shuffle me off my rod. And if I keep on going, I'll get better every time. Kiddy craft for adults provides play and art. Smile on my face erupting, light a step on my feet. Laughter is erupting, getting off Grumpy Street. If you're not in the mood to play, step back, give yourself a break. This may not be fine arts, but it brings a little fun. Buster bowl me over with your line and tone, shuffle me off my rod. And if I kept on going, I'll get better every time. Bring back we want bring back the play. Yeah, and a little fun. There we go. So that explains what's going on. Sorry, I was really quickly trying to mod someone in the background, and of course technology had its own idea, so bear with me for 2 seconds. Hello Blind, really good to see you. I'm not sure why you're not modded, so let me mod you up really quickly. Hello Sci-Fi Bri, really good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. You make sure there wasn't anyone else I missed. I do apologize if I've missed anyone as you're coming in. Yeah, we are going to be doing more time slots. Hello, Janelle and Rise. Really good to see you. I hope you are well today. Welcome. Okay, so there we go. That was a little short video I shared with you all on what Kiddy Craft for Adults is all about. So we are going to be doing some more sing streams. We did one yesterday. We're going to be one of the things that I've struggled with being in Melbourne, Australia, is finding time zones when I can fit in with anyone. So I've been trying to do a couple of slots on the shorter streams where I can kind of overlap with people, and adding some singing in and stuff like that as well. So it's really hard to try to get everyone in the right place. We sung last night. We had a huge amount of fun here. I did one of these, and then I opened it up to an open mic, and we had a few people up on the panel. It was a huge amount of fun. So it was yeah, and I understand. And the big thing with the time zones is we just coordinate when we can, and we all have different lives. We're all in, we have different schedules. Sometimes we catch up, sometimes we don't, and that's often the way of it. Hello, lovely to see you today. Mega love shout out to you. So just because today's about art, but we can have a little bit of music too. And this is a kid's toy. This is a $10 kid's toy. That's a little piano xylophone. And with a lot of this sort of stuff, we'll have stuff lying around the house we can all use very quickly and easily and have a bit of fun with. We used to do this when we were kids, and it would enjoy us. Yes, you can promote, yes. And I'm pretty sure I made you a mod, so you're able to... Yep. Sure. So here we go. And, with a lot of this stuff, it's not about being brilliant or good. It's about having a little fun. It's about distracting yourself for a second. About doing that stuff we used to do when we were kids, and we used to just enjoy it, and we'd get great relief from doing that. And when we get older, we stop doing these things. And they're actually things that are really fun. Everyone that does crafts knows this. Everyone that plays music knows this. We all have different hobbies. When we're playing with our hobbies, we just get zoned out in what we're doing, and life becomes better in those times, which is why we do them. And one of the things that was always really great for people is art. And a lot of us, including myself when I started my visual arts degree, I didn't think that I had any art in me. I didn't think I could draw. And what I realized is we all have it in us. We all have it. We all did it when we were younger, and something in our head told us that we weren't capable of doing it, and we stopped. And we start criticizing and critiquing ourselves. But in reality, it was fun. You know, when we were kids, we think about putting paint all over our hands and just having fun and putting colour everywhere and not thinking about, you know, is it in the lines and is it out of the lines and everything like that. And that's what a lot of this is all about. So I have a heap of stuff here I want to show you today, and we're just going to do what we can. So I have some really simple acrylic paints in our primary colours here. I've got white, blue, red, and some yellow. Now, I hate acrylic paint. I loathe acrylic paint. These have never been opened because I don't like acrylic paint, but I'm going to use it in this capacity. The reason I do not like acrylic paint, it is glue pigment in it. It is natural. Glue acrylic is plastic. But most of the people will have around the house cheap acrylics now because they're water-based, so you don't have to use them. That's easy to. It's really sorry. So I'm getting a bit choppy. You can apologise. It looks like my internet's having a moment. So hopefully, no, I'm getting a little signal skip warning on my side too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and turn a couple of devices off. So here's some art that I did. Here's some art and a poem. This is about 60 seconds long.
Yoga stretches body, meditation, mind and soul. Breath interlaces, creates gestalt of whole. It dances between, sings when allowed. Word gives direction, thought initial spark. Ground and direct it, float and explode. This is the dance of life, the quest of each soul. Find your inner alien, become your perfect whole. No other can do it, that dance is up to you. The beat set by your actions, the music is your role. Walk it into existence, only speak when asked. Watch it come together, your own unique world.
And make it one worth living in. Okay, everyone. Hopefully that has fixed it. In the true style of things, I could see I was getting a little low signal warning on my screen. So I probably went a bit choppy for a few minutes there. I do apologise. And in the way of things, it's been like this in recent days. There has been, oh my God, what just happened to my chat? There goes my chat. Every technology thing that could have gone wrong is gone wrong. Okay, so Blind, you were saying your granddaughter is learning the piano. Awesome. And what you find, like I started young and it was something we had in us, and that's why this Kiddy craft and stuff's really good too. Because when we were young, we hadn't filtered and we just kind of went with stuff. And we didn't care whether it was brilliant or not. We were just having fun. And I think that's what a lot of it's about. And music is very much a language. And when you're young, you translate that really easily. Like you'll pick up things when you're a kid far better than you can when you're an adult. We just do. It's the way that we all work. And so, hello, Mary. Really, really good to see you. I hope you are well. Oh, nice. There you go. Yep, that's a good idea. And I love the bass is one of the instruments. And I only recently picked up the I haven't played my semi-acoustic bass for a while. I love the bass and the lower, toned instruments. So I started, as far as the strings with the cello, the bass, recently, hence why I picked up the baritone ukulele and why I actually play it like a cello and not just strum it like everyone insists on telling me I should strum it. I actually play it like a cello, and I play with proper finger picking and stuff like that. So, even though people like to tell me that I don't play it the right way, but, that's all subjective, and really it's only coming from people that don't know what they're talking about. So okay, so it looks like it's sorted itself. Hello Harvinder, really good to see you. I hope you are well. So bear with me for a second, everyone, because we are, of course, having one of those days. And these things only happen to me when I'm live, might I add. This doesn't happen when I'm not live. The second I go to hit live, everything goes wrong. So I can't move from this point because I'm going to get paint all over my hands, okay? So if anything goes wrong, I'm ending the stream. I cannot get up to fix anything. This is the nature of it. So thank you very much. So just as far as before I start getting really messy, we have acrylic paints, which I was telling you I don't like because they're all glue, but they are good for kids because they are water-based, so you can wash them out and stuff like that. I also have a heap of charcoal here. So charcoal is naturally a wood that's been burnt, so these are natural willow charcoal sticks. And then you'll have other forms that will come in condensed sticks like this, where it's been compressed down. And then you'll have them in a mountain of different pencils and different forms. But the most natural form is this here, which is literally just a piece of charcoal straight out of the fire. And that's one of the great things to use with hands only. You can create paint from it. You can draw with them. You can do so much with charcoal. And a lot of us will have charcoal lying around. Anyone that's got a fireplace, you've got charcoal there. So you can pick a little bit of charcoal out of the fire and draw with that. A lot of our early art was all done with charcoal and the ochres and stuff like that for that reason. So and then you also have things like your pastels and stuff like that, which are more your chalks and stuff like that with the pigments in it, which a lot of people will have around. So these are all the things you can use without necessarily needing paintbrushes, tools, pencils, anything like that. So they're the things that you can just use really, really simply with what you have lying around the house. So I have some big paper here and we will see how we go. Okay. So, with nice. There you go. And tattoo art. I love tattoos and I love tattoo art, and I thought about it, but I don't know if I could. And I think everyone that does tattoo has to understand this. Like, first of all, your line work has to be incredibly good. Like, you can't have errors with line work if you're going to do tattoo work. But for me, it's like an honour, but it's also that would do my head in knowing that someone was going to live with this for the rest of their life. Now, I've got tattoos myself, and I can tell you that when I got the ones I did, I spent years trying to find the right tattoo artist. It wasn't just a matter of I want a tattoo and I'm going to go get it done now. And it took me a really long time to find someone I was comfortable with, that I actually liked a bit to put them on my skin. And that was important for me because that was something I was going to wear for the rest of my life. So if I didn't have a degree of understanding with the artist, or at least an appreciation of what they did, I didn't want their work on my skin. So I can really appreciate the sort of work it takes to get tattoos. Like, my first ones were very, very simple. And, you know, this one came 10 years later, but it took me literally 10 years to find the right person. And I was looking, it took me, you know, I kept looking, and I was asked, every time I'd see people's work on them that I like, I'd ask them about where it was, and then I'd go and look at the artists and stuff like that. So it's a real talent, and that's why I think it's important, because there has to be a reciprocal trust, because you're wearing that for life. You're wearing that for life. So, and yeah, and that's a good way to be. And I love my wood. So, like, carpentry is a skill that's getting lost here, and I'm sure you're having that there. People aren't going into the apprenticeships like they used to. And I actually know a bit more about carpentry than you'd believe. I worked in many of my years as a finance manager, one of them was for a big construction company of carpenters, and, like, we'd have hundreds of carpenters on, so I, yeah, bits of it I know. Better fish, really, really good to see you. And you'll understand this. There's a simple beauty in a piece of wood. You look at a piece of wood and you'll know how to bring it out. You'll know how to cut it, how to finish it to get the best. You'll know if you cut it in certain directions, it's only going to splinter and not work. So you're the same way. You've become an absolute. You'll have this intrinsic natural understanding of a piece of wood. And I'm sure now when you pick up a piece of wood, you know what its potentials are. You probably even know what its flaws are just from holding it and looking at it. And that's something that comes with time. Hello, Mighty Whitey. Really, really good to see you. I hope you are well today. Here, let's start with a little bit of colour. So I am doing some finger painting today. Oh, please tell me these aren't bloody sealed. Oh my god. Okay. So in true style, I've got to go take the seal cap off these. So, which shows you that I definitely haven't used these before. So bear with me for a second, everyone, while I get us a little bit of yellow. I hope you are well today, Mighty Whitey. So there we go. We have some yellow. When in doubt, start with yellow. Yellow, when it comes to colour and painting, the eyes will naturally put yellow in the background. So when it comes to the colours, our brain will put yellow in the background, blue in the midground, and red in the foreground. So our brains do that, and art uses these principles. So all of your colours will come down to a mixture of your primary colours. Every colour can be made from these three. But your brain will translate that. So in a lot of pictures you'll see they'll normally have yellow in the background and stuff like that for that reason. Oh, that's right, I've got to take these stupid seals off. And I hope you're all well today too, because in true style, the technology gods have another idea for today. So let's get us a little blue and a little red, and then I can get this going. Oh, it's Roadhog Live. Send my love. I'll be across there soon. I will come over as soon as I finish. I'm not going for a really long one today because I can tell it's been a bit chaos. And a bit of red. Okay. So the blue is always put in the midground. So your eyes will always translate the blue to being in the middle. And the red will always sit in the foreground. Always. So when it comes to paint and colour, that's really one of the simple things, is just, you know, having a bit of fun with it all. Now, I'm sure we all did this when we were young. I'm sure we all got paint and went, ooh, and put it on our face and did stuff like this. And we would have done a lot of different stuff when we were young. One of the main things we would have done is this. So we would have had some paint on a page. We would have got our hand all over it, like this. And we would have started putting handprints everywhere. Like so. We would have done a lot of this when we were younger. And it's quite amazing what you can do just mixing a few colours on a bit of paper. Creating all your colours. You know, creating from there. I love taking prints of hands and stuff like that. And there are other ways you can do that too. Like this. This is a cockatoo feather that I've got with me here at the moment. And trust me, we're going to use the paint on my face in a minute. I'm just preparing. So this is a cockatoo feather, and a lot of you really simple, what I call it frotage, but it's really just doing rubbings and stuff like that, where you put paint on something. So say in my big area of paint here, I'm just going to put the cockatoo feather. So at the moment we have said cockatoo feather in the paint. Okay? So that's going to pick up quite a lot of the pigment and stuff like that. Now all of us will have sticks, feathers, everything like that lying around the house. It actually picks up the pigment on the feathers and stuff like that, and then you can transfer that onto the paper. So the more paint you have, the more you can pick up and the more fun you can have. Now, I'm trying not, there's proper tools for this, and I'll show you some really proper ways to take prints from stuff, and I do a lot of stuff from stuff I pick up around in nature. And I'll show you some of that in the next one. I've got some really basic stencil and screen printing tools here, and I love doing stuff with gum leaves, and cockatoo feathers are particularly good, and I have a Yetta's paint on my face. So here we go. So what we've got here is some of the nice little indentations. It will also leave indentations in the paint where you put the feathers and stuff like that as well. And one of the beauties of this is you get such a beautiful variety. Like that'll have all of my fingerprints in there. They actually look really lovely, and I'll take some pictures of these later once they've dried, and I'll do some more work on that. But what I want to show you is this. So let me show you this page properly. I only have one workable hand. My other hand is covered in paint, by the way. So here is what we've just done here. So it's just a really couple of simple hand prints. Now this is all wet paint there at the moment. I'm using the page like a bit of a palette, and I will finish this, and later on I'll come in and do a lot of other stuff with it and have a bit of fun with it. But this is stuff we would have all done when we were young 100 times over, and we all kind of forget how fun it is. So my hand is almost dry. So let's leave one more paw print. Seeing I have paws now, by the way, not hands, on the page. Now this is going to dry now. So while I still have wet paint on my face, let's have some fun. Okay. Excuse me for a second, everyone. I didn't think about... There was one thing I didn't think about in this, was angles. Oh, that didn't work very well. So I actually need some water because I can feel this paint drying. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab some water. Oh, frick. Okay. Now, one of the problems with working with acrylics is they also do dry relatively quickly. So, I just need a tiny bit of water. My face is drying. Here we go. And as they say with a lot of this stuff, when in doubt, add more paint. See, I spent too long on my hands. Now let the face dry. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, I think we need more paint. That's going to be the best way, because I don't want to get up and wipe my hands off. Now the beauty of this is dry, but it's acrylic paint, so this is all water-based paint I'm using at the moment. So even if I get it all over myself and you know, on my clothes and stuff like that, it doesn't matter, because it is all water-based. So even if it dries, I can just go and wash this off in a second, and you know, if it gets in my hair, rinses out. So, and partly the reason I'm sitting here in my dressing gown is I'm hopping straight in the shower after this. So there we go, we have yellow hands again. Okay, so let's try that again. I know it's like, it's slightly backfiring on me, but that's okay. Normally, I'd lie down on the bit of paper, but I can't do that in front of you or you won't see what I'm doing. So, you can cover your whole body like this, by the way, and just lie on the paper and you'll get a whole body print of yourself. That is so much fun. So, if I was on my own, I'd have it all over my entire body. Okay, so we have basic face print there, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a bit of fun, add some more colours. Let's go a bit of red. The cat's looking at me like, what are you doing, woman? And the cat would be very foolish to come near me at the moment because I'm covered in paint. with my red right hand. And it's quite amazing how much fun you just have with colour. It really is. This kind of silly urge comes out in you, and this happened as soon as I started the arts degree, where I just wanted to like be a kid again and put colour all over everything. And I remembered all these things I loved doing when I was younger that I kind of stopped myself from doing. We've got a couple more paw. I keep calling them paw prints, and they're my hands. Turns out I have paws today, everyone. So that's been a huge amount of fun. Here, let me grab another bit of paper. I should have grabbed... I have massive bits of paper that are like on a roll. I intend to have a big roll of paper down behind me here with artwork that we can be working on during the show and stuff like that. So, so let's see how much more of this we can get off my face. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do at this point with my red hands, I know I'm covered in paint, is we're going to add a little bit of charcoal. So this is the willow charcoal I was talking about earlier, which is just literally a stick of charcoal. So I'm just going to break a bit off this. Oh my god, it's super soft. So I'm just going to break a bit off this and go back into one of the pictures. It's a bit wet now. And we'll see what happens from there. So I love using charcoal on my face too. Now at the moment, because I've put acrylic on, there's no use putting charcoal on there because it'll just become a mess. So give me a second, everyone. Now, one of the beauties of charcoal is you can use it pointy ways, or you can use it, say, on the side. So you can take a bit of paper like so, and do this sort of thing with it. And so you can both use it on the side to get multiple angles, or you can just use it like so. There's so many ways you can use charcoal. But one of the beauties of charcoal is it's super, super soft. So once you've put it down on a page, you can actually really start moving it around a lot. And I'll show you what I mean. So you can do this with your fingers, so it'll move really easy. Charcoal is like one of the best things to play with your hands, because you can do a phenomenal amount of stuff just with your fingers. You know, be it your blending and stuff like that. But then you also have literally what they call blenders, so stumps, which are really, really tightly rolled up paper and stuff like that. Hello! And these can be used the same way to blend and transfer and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons people love charcoal so much, and kids love it because you get it all over your hands. You know, you can really move the pigment around. And when you're talking about stuff like this isn't about making good art. It's about moving pigment around, having fun, seeing how things move and react with each other. And when we were young, that's what we love, and that's what early art's all about. It's all about creating something and seeing how you can make it move, how you can, you know, bring things to life a little bit just by a bit of colour and stuff like that. And that's what most of the artwork I'm finding about myself is. It's that dance of pigments, you know, the ability to take something and turn it into something else just by the way it reacts with the page. And, you know, by putting my fingers on it, I can show that slight energetic movement of how things would go. So that's just a little bit of burnt wood on a page in 2 seconds, you know. And it's not about doing really when you do this, you have put it on the page, you have a lot of fun, and then you turn it into something afterwards. So I'll go down and I might decide to, get watercolors in this, or actually do a really observational drawing on top of it, or do different things. So, what this is really all about is me doing something really silly in front of you, just with something we all have lying around, Do a finger painting, put it on your face, do something really, really silly. So yeah, on top of everything, I actually started a visual arts degree a couple of years ago, and I haven't really shown you a lot of my artwork yet, and this is kind of where I'm starting with it. It's all art therapy. It's all about doing stuff we love, stuff we enjoy that makes our life a bit better. And, I can guarantee what I just did now, everyone would have done this when they were a kid. We all would have done stuff. So, from a few little tiny bits of acrylic paint that I'll never use, these aren't the best things in the world, but I actually really like them, and that's part of the beauty of it. And, you can pick up anything around you. You can pick up a leaf and make art from it. You can pick up a feather and make art from it. You can use your fingers. You can use tools. It's everywhere. You can get a burnt bit of wood and make something with it. It's all about just having fun, and we have so much of this stuff around the house. And what I learned, is I just love it. I just love it. I love art more than I love music, and you know how much I love music, and it's all part of it to me. So on that note, everyone, we've just gone the 36 minutes and I am literally covered in paint. So I am starting to show my artwork. I have a huge amount that I've created. I'm like at the tail end of my visual arts degree. So I am going to start opening my studio up to you every day and show you what I do. And it's like, not this is just a bit of fun, but I have a lot of these kiddie craft stuff that we used to do. My favourite is what I call squishy fun time, is when you get 2 bits of paper and you put a heap of paint on one and then you close the page and you open it up again and you get this beautiful, it's just great, and you create from there. I'm sure, Bri, you've done it 1,000,001 times before. There you go. So, nice. You build a Jeep. There you go. And that's what it's all about. And we all have this sort of stuff in us. So, and for me, I love the art. And what I realized is all of this stuff I used to do when we were kids, like making stuff with popsicle sticks and shit like that, it's like really daggy, but it's really fun. And even if we just do it for like half an hour and have a bit of fun and put it aside and go, it'll actually put us in a better mood, and it'll often inspire us to go in a different direction. I love playing with colour. I just love playing with colour in whatever form it is. So, So, and I'll do a bit with these. I'll turn them into proper art for you, because this is obviously just, a bit of fun. But that's what it's about. And all I've been using is cheap butcher's paper designed for kids that you'd pick up for $2 at your local shop. So nothing is, Rebecca, nice. Was it covered in paint with your red right hand? Oh, that one. So on that note, everyone, I'm going to go jump in the shower and wash myself off. So I will show you a lot more of this, and I'll talk a lot more about the medium. So today was really just a really silly, fun introduction. I will talk to you a lot about things like colouring in. Like colouring in for adults is really fun. Believe it or not, it's one of the reasons I'm doing this. And I'll talk to you a lot about that. I'll go through all the different really basic mediums with you. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll start making a lot of art, and then I'll show you what I actually do on an arts level. So there's a lot of different stuff I do, and I really haven't shown any of my artwork yet on YouTube. So we're coming into that now, and I hope you do all enjoy it. And on that note, everyone, to save me from getting paint everywhere, I have some fun with colour. Pull some of those art supplies out of the cupboard, pull an instrument out, have a bit of fun, just do something silly. Even buy a cheap chalk set. So I've got the pastels here, which I'll do next time, which are really chalks with pigment in it. Even doing a chalk drawing on the pavement, the rain's going to wash it away. You'll be able to pick up chalk for next to nothing at, wherever you are. You've probably already got it sitting in your drawer. You've probably already got chalk and stuff like that. Have a bit of fun. Why not? Put a smiley face on the wall for a day. Every time you walk past it, you'll smile. That's what it's all about. You know, we knew when we were younger and when we were kids how to make ourselves happy. And when we had this stuff, we'd just play. Art is the cultivation of play. So start playing again. Just start playing. Have a bit of fun. All these streams are me just playing. This is all playing, having fun with people. If we do great music, fantastic. If we have a bit of silly fun, fantastic. If I end up with red hands, fantastic. So there you go. And chalk sidewalks are really, really cool. And I love the pastels. They're one of my favourite mediums, which I work in a lot of different mediums. But charcoal I have a real passion for. Thank you, River Dog. I really do appreciate that. And we all have it. You know, pick up the pen that's sitting next to you and doodle while you're on the phone with someone. You know, stuff like that. And I'm sure, Mighty Whitey, you do that. You get out there and you tinker on your Jeep. And I know, Bri, you'll be drawing. And all of us have different ways of doing that. Thank you. And that's a really good way of saying it, Jackson, that you can feel my energy through it, because we put ourselves in our artwork. And for me, that's what a lot of it's about. I put everything I am when I sing, when I make art, when I do that. I put everything I am into it. And artists do that, whether it's musicians, working with physical artwork, working whatever form it is. So my suggestion from all of this is I'm going to jump in the shower, go over to Rhodes. I'll be there in a couple of minutes. I'm literally just going to go wash all the paint off. Much love to all of you. I will do a lot more art, and I will start to show you all my artwork too. I'm going to do a lot of sketchbook tours of what I've done. I do a lot of urban and observational sketching and a lot of abstract stuff. I make a lot of costume. I do a lot of 3D artwork. I've got one coming this week just on salvage for you as well, because I am a firm believer in salvage. And a lot of this is salvaging crap around the house you wouldn't use. So it's about that too. It's about taking something and giving it another life. And that's a lot of it too. And I'll take a couple of photos of myself before I wash this off, because I look like an overexcited 4-year-old. And that's what it's all about. Success. So on that note, everyone, I'll see you over in Rose, and I'll try not to get paint on my computer. Bye.